The food shortage situation has gotten so much worse since the last episode. Now, we ended last time on a crash. We are going to begin today by pausing because there's been some changes. I've played the game a little bit since the last episode. I did record it, but it wasn't very good, but I did discover some things. So I reloaded an autosave from about 20 minutes ago, which was about 20 minutes into the recording. It turns out autosaves are every 10 minutes, so there's like half an hour of progress that you haven't seen. But honestly, it was just a lot of kind of me going, I wonder, maybe this, oh, I don't know. It was a lot of figuring things out, and there's some things I figured out that I'm hoping I can implement in the 2 days that we have before a drought kicks in. So, we are starting here by the wheat field for a reason. If you have a look at our current global inventory, I mean, if I set it to District 1 specifically, there's 546 wheat in storage. And that, to me, says that there's a problem, because we have 2 bakeries, we have a decent little wheat field down here, but why is there so much wheat in storage? Also, I'm going to set my farmhouses to focus on harvesting right now, because that's going to be much more important. Also, I put this carrot field in here, which is hopefully going to be useful as well. Basically, the reason there's so much wheat is because we only have 1 grist mill. So essentially, there's a bottleneck. So what I'm going to do is I am going to come down here, and I'm going to start by saying that these resources here need to be demolished. I'm going to delete that bit of power, whatever it's called. What is it? What are they called? Shafts, power shafts. And I'm going to replace it with this, which will then power the new grist mill. And I'm going to say that that's a priority, and this is a secondary priority. Because, actually, you know what? That's a priority as well. So that all needs to be done, and that'll be a second grist mill, assuming we can build it. But that's not the only change I've made. Over this way, and you know what? We probably don't have the capacity to build 2 of these. We're just going to build 1 large water tank right there. Basically, a whole bunch of water. We're going to need a lot of water, and you'll see why in just a second. But trust me, we're going to need a whole lot of water. Actually, that little path there is not quite necessary. So let's just do that for some reason, and then these guys can be, I guess, something like that. I think that kind of works out. And once that little tree goes away, we can just replace that entire area with a few more maple trees for whatever reason. There we go. So these guys can be prioritized as well. These are going to give us a good bit of water, and that can be a secondary priority because that's where we're going to store a lot of that water. Honestly, that'll fill up pretty quick since there's 4 water pumps right next to it, but having a lot of water is going to be very important because of another change that I've made, which is building an irrigation tower and planting a lot of potatoes around it. Now, this is going to come in really useful because, remember, I said that I've played a little bit into the future. I know a little bit of what's to come, and actually I'm kind of glad that I did. And yes, you can look at that as save scumming. I know it's not a great thing. It's a little cheaty. It's a little cheap. But I'll put it this way. There is nothing I can do that is going to stop this food shortage problem immediately. All I can do is apply some fairly minor changes to make life a little bit less terrible for my beavers, because the next couple of days, regardless of what I do, they're gonna suck. All right. So my plan is to keep this irrigation tower going and then build a second farmhouse so we can deal with all of these potatoes if and when they manage to grow. But I also need to clear this space as quickly as possible because we need to get a second grist mill. There is no question. We need this thing. It is 100% a priority because as nice as it would be to have a large water tank, which I'm actually going to make less of a priority right now because this thing is more important. We need the food production. So that's what I'm hoping we can do with this thing. That's kind of the goal. Now, if that doesn't work out, then it's all going to be for nothing. We're still, I mean, we're going to see death, right? We're already seeing death. People are dying of hunger. There just isn't enough food in the district. But I'm just trying to minimize that. That is my goal. That is all I'm trying to do is minimize the number of beavers that drop dead because of all of this. And again, there's a drought in a day, which isn't actually going to be as catastrophic as some of the droughts have been in the past. And that's because District 2 has been busy. District 2 has some nice fields. It has some potatoes, some carrots, some houses, some water pumps, but it has a dam as well. So this lake is going to stay full. And that is important because obviously this district is going to need some water, which it has plenty of. But it's also because that's where I'm pulling up water from for these pumps. So that's kind of the plan. And this is up and running. That is a beautiful sight. Prioritize it, please. So we'll get some more wheat going. This guy can finally be prioritized, even though I don't think we have enough gears to build it. And what we can actually do as well, and what might be really useful for us, is actually building another, what am I looking for? Labor, another hauling post, so that we can move more things with more beavers. Because yeah, we have a good number of them, but I think we need more. So let's go ahead and mark those resources for demolition. Let's make that a priority, make that sort of a secondary priority. And you know what? That is a high priority. Good. So we'll get those resources out of there. And what we can do once they're gone is just build a little simple staircase to get up there. And if we build anything over this way, we can just sort of extend the platforms down a little bit, which is fine by me. So hopefully these resources get gone sooner than later. Although I imagine they're probably prioritizing this, which they absolutely are. That's kind of to be expected. Okay, well that's fine. The good news as well is this has all been planted. So we should see this get hard. Whenever this actually grows, which admittedly is going to be a couple of days, it should get, harvested pretty quickly, which is great news. Now, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. And let's get the staircase and the path right there. And we can go ahead and just say that all of that is a priority as well. And then we can up this to 10 beavers, and that should help with the entire hauling situation just a little bit. That'll hopefully help things get moved around as quickly as possible. Although we do have a dead beaver in there somewhere, but I'm hoping for good things. I mean, yeah, power might be a little rough, but there's a good bit of wheat in there. There's a bit of wheat in there, so I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that, I mean, there's no food in storage in this district whatsoever right now, so that's rough. But I'm hopeful we can do something. That's kind of all I'm looking for is something. I don't know what that something's gonna be, but I'm hopeful we can do something to just ease. That's all I need to do is ease the impact of the lack of food. Just a little bit of food, a little bit more food than we had before. Now, admittedly, a lack of wind is kind of a problem. How much power does a power wheel generate? 50. Now here's what I'm thinking. We have a lot of unemployed beavers right now. So oh boy. I wonder. Oh no. I don't really want to do this, but I think we're going to have to. I think we are legitimately going to have to put in some power wheels. I don't think we have a choice. There's not really anywhere good or anywhere different to place them either. So I think we might legitimately have to build some of these. So let's do it, I guess. 1, 2 at least, right? And then what we can do, what we're gonna have to do, a large wheel. Oh, I need paper. That once this drought passes, that's what we need to do. is we need paper. Because if we can get paper, we can make large windmills, but there's other things we can make as well in here somewhere. I mean, it gives us knowledge, which is great, but large windmills would be one great thing. There was another thing I've seen that requires paper. I'm not 100%. Beehives, which with a bit of paper will boost the growth of nearby crops. That would be kind of huge. That would be a really big deal. So that's something we need as well. We absolutely need paper. Now, let me prioritize all of this, and let me go ahead and put a little path right there. And once these two crops are gone, at the very least, we'll have a little bit of power. Just a little bit. It's nothing major, but it's hopefully going to be enough to, I don't know, just keep us going, you know? We don't have much power coming in here, but it'll be enough to just sort of keep us going, and that's all I can hope for. It really is. It's grim. This is a grim situation that we're in, but I think we'll be all right. We have a little bit of food in this district right now. A little bit. Still a whole lot of wheat, and that all needs to be dealt with, but just a little bit of food. That's better than it could be. Looking over this way, I mean, if we switch to District 2, plenty of food, plenty of water. Not a lot of resources in terms of, well, anything else, but plenty of food, plenty of water. That's better than this place is doing. Although this place has plenty of water as well, but it doesn't have that large tank this time, so that's a bit of a worry. That's definitely a bit of a worry. Also, this is all taking a lot longer to build than I thought it would. What does this actually need? Oh, that needs a lot of logs. And then these guys just aren't getting touched right now. Okay, so now that those are done, everything else should get done quickly, I would imagine. Or I would at least hope. And I think what we'll do as well is just get those connected so beavers can go and hopefully start running on them. There we go. And that'll give us more power, which should get this efficiency up a little bit, which it absolutely has. That does at least give us some production. It would be... do we need more? I don't know. I really don't know what to do right now. The good news is that not as many beavers are desperately starving, so there's that, right? That is at least something. And the holding posts, I mean, they're both working, so that's going to move stuff around a little bit, so... I mean, hopefully that works out. Hopefully we can kind of survive this. I mean, these guys are doing great over here. This, actually, with power still being produced, this will eventually get built despite the drought. So we might actually be able to start filling that tank as well. So water really shouldn't be much of an issue. Also, can I prioritize that tank instead? Because if I prioritize that one, are we going to start seeing water kind of get loaded? Yeah, so water will be loaded into that one instead. And my thinking there is that they'll probably take the water out of these ones, but that's okay. Because this is a little bit more central, and it's a little bit closer to the houses. So, well, not these ones, but these ones anyway, so that's something. And it's a little bit closer to the irrigation tower, which is kind of what I want. So, we'll see how this goes. At the very least, even though this is only at 15% efficiency, or 0 now, that's great. I can't... Man, I can't prioritize these either, damn. Well, oh, and the wind picks up, that's good. So that gives us 100% efficiency. Okay. So that flour is getting picked up, it's getting taken away. I mean, the bakeries are kind of far away, but with the haulers that we have, we still have a bit of food. I mean, there's still plenty of people hungry, but we actually seem like we're kind of doing this. We actually seem like we're kind of okay right now. I don't know that we are. I don't know for sure that we are. But this is definitely better than I expected it to be. I was expecting a lot worse than we're seeing right now. But I'll tell you what I think we need to do. I think I need to go ahead and I need to mark these resources up here for demolition. And I need to build another irrigation tower. Because my plan, I think... My plan... Oh, man. I don't know about this. I think we're going to have to get a lot more wheat. We're going to need a lot more power as well. So we need a more permanent solution to the whole water wheel thing. But I guess that's maybe where the large windmills come in. Regardless, I want more wheat because bread is pretty good for food. Actually, would more potatoes be a better idea? Potatoes are pretty good. And we actually have got some potatoes in storage. And we do only have one grill. Interesting. I'm starting to think that potato production might not be a terrible thing to have. I'm really starting to think that increased potato production might not be a bad thing at all. Huh. And I'm starting to think that maybe moving, like getting rid of some of these carrots and doing potato production right here front and center would be a bit of an idea too. You know, keeping it relatively, well, I say relatively close to where it's grown. I guess we could clear out some of this space. So clear out like these two tiles, or maybe clear out one, build another grill there, and then clear out one up here and build a grill up this way somewhere. That could also work out. I don't think that would be a terrible thing to do. Given, actually, you know what I want to do? I want rid of this guy. We're going to get rid of that inventor because they're actually very easy to make. So we can build another one just about anywhere. It doesn't really matter where we build inventor. So let's just build one. I don't know. We can build it over here, right? It really doesn't matter where we put an inventor. So we'll do one right there. And I think putting a grill just up here would actually be really good because it's right next to these potatoes, right? And we can go one further. And I can say, so this has a capacity of 200, right? So if we build, if we build a small warehouse out here, say right, you know, anywhere here, it doesn't really matter where. Yeah, right there. And make that a priority. I can set this thing to only accept potatoes. And then all of these potatoes can get loaded into that and then eventually taken in here. And then we could maybe allow cooked potatoes in there as well. I think that's how we do this. In fact, can I just do a large warehouse? It needs 80 planks. We have 80 planks. Let's do that. I think a large warehouse is going to be much better. So prioritize you. Yes, it's going to take a bit longer to build, but that's okay. I'm not super stressed about that because we can build it. We have the technology, we have the materials. And this will, in theory, absolutely help our general food production. Oh, that's a bit rough. That's a bit rough seeing that gone already. Down here is still pretty full when it comes to water, but seeing this with 3 days left on the drought, this all being gone is bad. Because now all this wheat is dead. These potatoes are going to die. These carrots are going to die. These are now going to be the only things that we're growing in District 1. So you can maybe understand why that's bad. That's oh boy. I hope we have enough water. That's about all I can say is I hope we have enough water. I really do. Because if we don't, this is going to suck. This whole food shortage might get a lot worse. This is starting to turn into United Kingdom Simulator. That's all I'm saying. I shouldn't make that joke, but I'm going to. Now, default to none. And what I want to do is I want to allow potatoes. And I want it to be, I guess, a maximum of like 500, right? So 500 potatoes, and then just allow whatever sort of the max is here. So just another 500 grilled potatoes. And that should now, that'll only store potatoes, and that's fine. because that should mean that all the farmers, or at least the haulers, are going to just start loading this thing up with potatoes, and then those will get taken from here to the grill. So that should be fine. That should make this a lot more efficient, which is good. That's what we want. That's what we need, is that little bit of efficiency. This has been built as well, which is good. So that's going to stop us from running out of water immediately. We do have a good bit of water sitting around, but this will keep it coming in, at least for the time being. These guys are pretty much full on water, which is fine. So they're not going to be doing as much pumping. So we shouldn't need to worry about the lake getting completely drained. And just in general, I mean, not as many beavers have died as I thought would die. The population here is 123, with 123 spaces for housing, so it could be worse, is all I'm saying. It could be a lot worse. I mean, yeah, they're hungry, but we're slowly getting food. Very slowly, but slowly getting food, which is, again, better than I was expecting. Now, we do have over 1.5 days left in this drought, so let's... bit my tongue. Ow. I'm so professional. That really hurt. I'm good. I'm fine. It's okay. Ow. Yeah, we're good. So, I want an irrigation tower up here. I just do. I want it to be right about there. Do I want it to be about there? I think I do, yeah. Irrigation tower about there. I want a farmhouse to be opposite. And what we'll do is run a little path up to here. And we'll just sort of go across like this so that we have a way to get to those trees. And we can grow, at the very least, more potatoes up there, if not wheat or carrots. It doesn't really matter which. We'll grow something up there. Although I might want to... We'll pause this, because I don't think consuming a bunch of water on irrigation in the middle of a drought would be a great idea. We'll get the farmhouse done, though. And what we can also do is start looking into the paper mill and the printing press, because we do need both of these things, and we actually have enough to unlock both of them, which is good. So the paper mill is a 3x2 building, which needs power. Now, how do I want to power you? That is going to be the question. Where does this district extend up to? This district actually goes quite far. So if I wanted to, I could do some power out here, which might actually not be a bad thing at all. So let me have a little bit of an experiment. Let me do... I kind of want to do this with a platform and do it that way. Because what I can potentially do here... Now, this is very far away from things. But I think that's okay. Because what we can do... Now, this is quite a long... Oh, that building fits there perfectly. Look at that. Look at that. That is 100% going there. Admittedly... Oh, it needs metal. Okay, that's actually okay. We can get metal from District 2. And then this guy needs a lot of stuff as well. But what we could do, well, potentially, we could potentially do this and then put the power for these buildings sort of behind, like over here. Or we just sort of put them right next to each other like that. But I kind of like the idea of doing it this way. We would need another staircase to get down here, but I'm thinking that there's not that many things that are going to need paper, right? So that building it, you know, only 2 of these, I'm going to do it this way. I'm 100% going to do it that way. This guy can lead straight to that door. This guy can lead straight to there. That looks fine. It's maybe a little bit weird, but it looks fine. And then in terms of District 1, let me just check and make sure it extends to where I need it to. Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. So we'll do a staircase here. We'll do a path here. And what we can do is get some water wheels there and there. And I need to not punch my microphone. And we can do this and this with a little simple thing going through like that, and that'll be fine. That is totally fine. So priority-wise, it's going to be the water wheels. Then it's going to be, I guess, these guys, and then the buildings. And I guess this kind of needs prioritized as well. And I guess we could probably run a path down here just to make it a little bit easier. But that kind of works out. I mean, yes, it's far away from everything. And again, yes, this thing is going to need metal blocks. But my thinking is that technically, if I go to here, we can get a scavenger, and then we'll need a shredder to turn it into metal blocks, but that's okay. Because we can just put a scavenger thing, you know, right up here, right? We'll do one there, we'll do one there, and let's do 4 of them, because we should have enough beavers here to do it. So if we build those, we'll start taking down these ruins, and those ruins get turned into scrap metal, I guess. I don't know how long it takes to do this, but they'll get turned into scrap, which I guess gets thrown into storage, and eventually that can be transported back to the main district. We'll need a distribution post here, which, now that I think about it, oh boy, what do we need for that? Planks, okay. So we're gonna need power down here, but that's okay. And the drought's over too, so that's great. How are we looking for food in District 1? Not very good. Still not very good. That's excellent. That's just what we need. Okay, well, I mean, at the very least, we can get all of this growing again once the water comes through. We can let this thing get built again, which is fine. And this will all, you know, come together as well. That's okay. Oh man, at least the lake didn't drain. We've got that going for us. That's a plus. That's a positive thing out of all of this. I'll tell you what though. Let's clear out a little bit of space over here. Well, do I need to? I think I do. I think, yeah, I probably do. Well, actually, yeah, I'm gonna need to clear some space. Let's clear right about that bit, and I think that'll be fine. We can prioritize that, even though I don't think we need to, but I'm going to. And I want to do power, so I want some water wheels. We're gonna do one there and one there, and I could do another one here actually, which wouldn't be awful. Or I could do one like right here as well, which also wouldn't be awful. Honestly, an extra little bit of power here, nah, I don't think we need it. I don't think we're going to go too crazy with power down here, just because I don't think we're going to have that much stuff that needs it. Because my thinking is plain and simple, we just do a lumber mill there. And then in terms of power, it's just going to run like this, right? So straight into the lumber mill. And I don't know if we probably don't have enough wood down here to make this happen, but we can at the very least transfer a bunch of wood down here. We could build a forester if we wanted to. That would be another idea. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea, to be completely truthful. Building a forester would probably help the space out, but for now we'll just leave that be. I kind of need to focus on this space, really. Where apparently they're not that hungry anymore. Oh. We actually have a... Huh. We have a lot of bread. I guess we have power now. So I guess bread... I'm slightly taken back, to be honest. I'm slightly... I'm not annoyed that they're not starving anymore. I'm not sure what to do with myself. I'm kind of looking at this and I'm going, huh. Oh, they're okay now. That's nice. Just not really sure what that means for me. I guess the best thing to do, man. Yeah, I think carrots. I think I'm gonna set this space as carrots. I'm gonna put a lot of carrots up here, just because they are quite reliable, right? They're very, very easy to grow. which is kind of, I think, what we need. Now, where does this extend up to? About there and about there. So I just think a bunch of carrots is probably for the best in this whole space. Something nice and quick, nice and easy to grow. It doesn't provide a lot of nutrition, but it's quick and easy, and that's, I think, for the best. I'm also thinking that maybe one of these guys should probably prioritize planting, so that at least some of this starts getting replanted right now. And all of this space is being worked on. Still a little bit needs to go that died, but that's okay. And I guess sending some logs down this way would be a bit of an idea. Now, how many do we need? So 1550, so 115 plus 1, 3. Let's just send 150. Let's just send 150 logs down there. That's fine. We have how many? We have 402. So that'll be all right. We'll set up a new route going to District 2, which is going to take some logs, and that's fine. And I think we can just keep that as it is, right? Because logs right now are going to be, yeah. So minimum 0, maximum 100. So they'll send over 100, then they'll need to make another delivery once those logs get consumed by this. But that's fine. That is totally fine by me. And then that should mean that we can do... Oh, the shredder is going to need 50 planks and 20 gears. Okay. I mean, we can probably build that as well. Wait, how many do we need? 300 research? Oh, we're almost there. We're at 297 right now. So there we go, 300. Grab the shredder. Oh, it's a nice... Ooh, that's a mean-looking building. Okay. So it can go right next to this guy. And what we can do is just mark those resources. How big is this thing? If we have a really quick look at it, is it, it's 3 across, and I think it was 2, yep, 3 by 2. So just mark those resources, make that a bit of a priority. It can live right there, it'll get the same power from these guys, and that will be fine. We'll need to send the gears, we can make the planks, and that's all right. We're really not going to be doing too much with this district down here, so this is, this actually works out really nicely for me. So let's, well, I say that in time, we're probably going to do quite a bit with it, but for now, we're not. And that's all right. That's kind of the plan. So we'll see how that goes. Good news is, at the very least, District 1 is doing okay. It could be doing better. And actually looking at it, the amount of wheat that we have is going down, so I am kind of thinking that more wheat would be a bit of an idea. So maybe here. It might be a bit far away, but maybe another irrigation tower like here would be a bit of an idea. That way we can... I say that. I wonder if more large water tanks would be an idea as well. Because here's my thing on large water tanks. Right now we have infinite water. So what if I just gather a lot of water? What if I just like build a bunch of water tanks? Because it's not like we're gonna run out immediately, but one day we would probably be really grateful to have a bunch of water tanks. I don't know if, I mean, we also need gears now that I think about it. And we don't have a lot of those. And we're going to need more of that. Yeah, no. We can't do it. We can't do it right now. We can maybe do that eventually, but we definitely can't do it right now. But what we can absolutely do is this right here. And this extra bit of wheat, I think, is going to be really good for us. Because, I mean, this is okay, but we have cut into the amount of wheat that we have down here. So I think getting this will be kind of nice. And I'm thinking we're probably going to try and expand that eventually. I might try and do I mean, this is irrigated down here as well, and this guy, your coverage isn't great. But, you know, getting a bit of wheat down this way too might not be the worst thing in the world. In fact, I'm thinking we have enough beavers that want to, you know, work, that I guess a farmhouse there with a bit of priority wouldn't be a terrible idea. So we'll go ahead and kind of just do the same thing. We'll just do a bunch of wheat down there, and we'll kind of extend this over as far as it needs to go once the farmhouse is built. And the other good thing is this just stays perpetually irrigated because we're unlikely to drain the lake. At least I would hope that we're unlikely to drain the lake. There's a chance. There's a definite chance that we do it, but I would be surprised is what I'm going to say there. Now, what range have you got? Okay, so you can go to about there. So I'm thinking we just go to about here, right? I don't think we need to go too crazy with the wheat down here. We can just do a little bit. We can do a bit down here as well, just to kind of fill up the space. And that should work out, right? That should be okay. That's a lot of wheat. That is an awful lot of wheat. And then over this way, we should actually see some production going on as well, because I think, I might be wrong on this actually, but I think yeah, there we go. So we have got some of the logs that we need for the construction here, but I don't think we have, I don't know if we actually have any in storage in District 2 right now. No, we don't. We really probably should get a forester over here. We really should just send over some logs and start planting a whole bunch of trees. Probably wouldn't be the worst idea. Because then, you know, we wouldn't actually need to send logs over here. We could just grow them. Which is a weird sentence when you think about it. Growing you grow a tree, but the way I said that sounded like we were just growing the log. Which sounds weird. I don't like that sentence.